I look like a fucking madman, bro. The Ripper! I did fuck all this morning. No trades, zero. Well, I was live streaming still, but let me just explain something quickly with you. So, if I can remove everything, yes, remove this. Right. So on the weekly time frame, come a time frame, I have, and the reason why I'm so pumped up is because I was singing a song I made up in my head. I ate ice cream and I went to the gym. So yeah, can't wait for my squat to really get better. I mean, it's kind of a scary one because I have this knee problem, my right knee. So like it's always it can be fucking sore. Today I wanted this draw on liquidity because I mean we were here, so I was like, with 20 pips away, we could just run up higher, then maybe sell off. That did not take place. As you can see, the daily has this inversion fair value gap that it could maybe want to run down to and get support off of and then continue higher. But it didn't trade to that either. So then on the 4 hour, I saw that again the market was here. We did clear the the previous day high though. So because we ran the previous day high, and then I saw that, well, actually the 4 hour has smooth lows here, as well as this massive unfold fair value gap. We could see, I mean, that run above the previous day, could just be my ticket to shorts. But again, I was still unwilling because I was like, I did think to myself like, I do just want to see price run up higher into this because like when price takes these like really higher high, I keep saying time frame or time frames. I'm a fucking colored. Well, there's nothing wrong with being a colored. Um, when price clears like say of daily, or weekly, or even a 4 hour high, and then there's a 1 minute model that prints or say anything from the 1 to 5, it's extremely high probability. But if it clears like a 15-minute low and then you see kind of a shitty 1 minute model, it's not really it's not really worth it. So those are my two options. I was like, I would either want to buy from this point or sell from this point. That was just where you know I was I was going at when I was on the higher time frame. Then I came to the hourly and I was like, well, shit. 2 o'clock made a bearish change in the state of delivery, and its close confirmed this 1 hour inversion fair value gap right here. So I'm like, oh shit. Right. I want to, mind you, at the start of, so this is a 2 o'clock candle. So we were trading down into this propulsion block here. But because there was a failure to close above this high, and then say me watching, I was first watching VIX 25, but it wasn't doing, and it again was, I feel like it was still range bound. And whenever price is range bound, I have a very shit win rate when it comes to my trades because I get caught in the middle. So I'd rather just wait for a point of liquidity to get taken. Like, for example, the market was here. If I was trading on like the 1 hour at 7 o'clock, I wouldn't see anything yet because I'm like, there's still this point and that point. And then you'd have to wait till 8. And then after it runs this slow, then you're like, cool, there's something I can get off of. So from here, I was expecting it to actually run and clear this high, like I've been saying now. But that wasn't happening because it just blew right through it. So then I see, okay, cool, we've just made a bearish change in the state of delivery. We are below midnight opening price. But think of it, just in terms of pure price action, right? The weekly high, yes, let everyone who's maybe trying to buy up into it, let them get stopped out now, right? Let it run back lower a bit. Um, so I was like, it could just kind of fade this for now, Mind you, it's not that far from it. Once we get back down into here, we are in a very good premium, a very good discount, and there is still news tomorrow, and you might see that high, or it might even trade lower for a bit and consolidate the rest of the day. Then tomorrow you see it um, run up higher. But anywho, so I see this 1 hour inversion. So now it's 3 o'clock. After this kind of close, it's now 3 o'clock. So we can just get down to the nitty gritty of the 1 minute time frame because that's what I've learned, that the 1 minute time frame does actually work as long as you don't just don't be a hero. So let's go back to that 1 hour quickly for the sole purpose of you don't just target random, PD arrays. So my goal was this low because after you made the inversion, I was like, nah, inversion plus this, and also just the 4 hour unfold. So I was like, if I was gonna get short, it was this low down here, right? Um, so also just the low end of the fair value gap. So those are the 2 points. Say there was where you would have closed out everything, but here, you take some partials, you pay the trader, as they say. So at least you don't feel some type of way when there's a reversal against you. For example, over here, when there was this whole rally, you're like, well, it's fine because from getting short here. Okay, well, let me first get into exactly why. I was again. I'm here. There's video of me sitting down. What kind of videos of me? The live stream this morning. So 3 o'clock opens. I see. Okay, cool. We're still continuing lower. Then the market did this where it shot up and it made the inversion here, and we'll be reminded of this one. So comes lower. Now, mind you, I'm still bullish at this point, right? I'm really desperate to get long, but the only reason why I'm not willing to do so is because of that 1 hour bearish order block, and also now this inversion that price made here. So after this inversion gets made, I'm like, right, it's likely that this high is going to get traded to, right? And on the broker that I'm using, Deriv, see how, so on here this low is 848, this low is 849. On Deriv, these were exact lows that got made. But it's fine, it's not important. So why don't I, let me just remove this so one can see. So technically this is a market structure shift 2022 model, but it's this. The failure to close past this high with the third candle of the gap just made it for me a low probability trade. So I ignored it again. I see the lows, the exact lows get formed, and it runs higher, it clears the high. And even when it was down here on like the Deriv account, I then said, if I just went long there and put a stop there, which allowed for spread, I would have made about 2.5 or. But I said no, it's not. It's not a high probability trade. It's not something I'm looking for. And also because now we had just made a 1 hour bearish change in the state of delivery. Like it's me trying to do this is like I'm just trying to pick the bottom of a market. So it ran up higher. I then saw it sweep this high, and it formed this propulsion block here. So I was like, cool. Isn't this now a point in where I could actually get short? Because maybe because now I'm thinking of this inversion fair value gap and so forth, and on the 30 minutes it's also a bit bigger. Well, I'm not sure of that actually. So and I see there's also a very very small inefficiency formed, like right in there. It's literally it's the tiniest of gaps. Um, so I see that close, and I'm like, nah. You see, I would get short here, but what kept me out again was this unfold fair value gap, right? So let's make you that. Yeah, I think that's better. So then there's this gap. So then we trade up higher again. We don't run this high or anything. Um, and then it makes a bearish change in the state of delivery, and this form of propulsion block. So it's like a propulsion block flip. When it's up here, I say to myself, nah. Well, I said let me take the trade. I was like, yeah, but you came in wanting um, loans like into that, but now the 1 hour is printed. But then I'm like, dude, there's literally you're trading in a 1 hour inversion fair value gap, and there's a 1 minute sell model. If you got to lose the trade, just consider it a lost trade. So that two already here is 2R. To that first target is 2.64. And if one was okay, one had the strength to hold there, you know, it's a very, very slow trade. There's no news and shit today. And it's not even been hit yet. So, yeah. So, the lesson that I think that I've got to learn and just, or like, not even the lesson, just the words that I'm going to be telling myself are, like, I need to, I need to execute. I need to feel the losses. Yesterday, so I make on average, say just say 120 to 150 Namibian dollars per day. That's not even 10 US dollars currently with how high the exchange rate has gone up. That is literally $7. I make seven. that's that is horrendous, bro. That's shockingly low. Obviously, yes, if you make great tips and all, you can even make three times that. Um, but for just the sake of it, for like a great average day, let's just say 10 US dollars now, right? And that's now before any sort of transport costs and so forth. So if I look at what I make per day, if I only want to risk like my daily salary, I mean, that's fine as well. But the issue is that when I'm risking about $3, all right, do I wholeheartedly believe that with say about a 60% win ratio, where I've got, say between 1.5 to 2.5 R. So literally I mean, at some point it's going to be like lose three trades, win two trades. You've lost 3 R, your next two wins, only make you say 3 R if I'm only going for like 1.5. And then once you start using spread and small little trading areas, and suddenly you're now, in the hole. So it's like, if I actually want to get to a point of, because like here's the thing, right? How, like, not everyone knows how to do this, right? Not everyone understands that there was a 1 hour inversion fair value gap here. Look at how we stay below this consequent encroachment. Like this candle, like it's just, then okay, so one thing I did think of was like, yes, but because we've closed past this, SIBI high, that we might see price then, just kind of close above it, come back down, then rally above this high before going short, right? But then again, like, look at how many times this SIBI gets interacted with. It's, well, no, this candle's high is 970. This high is 969. This one is 975. Obviously, this was, so 1, 2, 3. We close past it. If an inversion is going to support price, right? Once we close past the high, it should run. And I have perfect fucking, I have evidence of it. Of not even, and this is why sometimes, like, I drive myself up the wall. How hard is it, my brother in Christ? How hard is it to just wait? Like today, right? I waited, right? Let's just say, for example, this pound USD trade, I was extremely conservative. Where I said 1.5 R, I'm going to close out 80% of set position. So there we go with spread and slippage. I got in there. I had to keep my stops a bit above, and that okay. So it's 1.59. So say no spread wouldn't get me out there. So only at this point in time here. So let's just call it 1.6 R. I only get it. Get say take 80% there. Move the stop loss to break even. and let it run. If I had, say, 0.04 lots on, I close after that there, I close 0.3. I leave, say then like even once I got to this low, I was like, you know what? I want to close. I basically just made a 2 hour trade from going from literally risking from taking say $7 US, right? So from taking my daily pay of $7, right? I made 14. Now, what's that $14? If I say make that money, right, it's clean, withdraw it immediately. That's then that $14 currently is around 300 Rand in my pocket. 2 days worth of work, excluding transport. I made the money clean. I didn't need to take a taxi and pay $26 to get there, then spend 30 to $40, coming back. So going there to go make 120, but spending 60 just to go up and down. So then like you're only making $60 a day actually. What the fuck? Making $60 a day. It's like when that one video of Andrew Tate when he was like he's speaking to his brother Tristan, and they're like, and he's saying that doesn't it annoy you that there's someone who has £250,000 to spend on a car, and now I'm gonna add this part. If they write off that car, it's just like, well, damn. But if you can afford to spend that, well, obviously, look, some people go into debt buying supercars, which it's even dumber. But there are people out here with just unfathomable amounts of wealth. This fucking pen, right? Okay, wait, no. I've got a. What's an example I can use? I wanted to use a practical one. Um, it was the price of granola and something else. It was something, some building thing that seemed oddly cheap. But I was like, okay, cool, granola. The fucking wait. In case someone ever watches this and doesn't know the exact brand. All right. I'll even look at the camera just for this part. Right. This thing, this right here, this costs, think about like 69 to 70 Namibian dollars, right? So in terms of US, say like three bucks, right? Okay. So half of my daily pay. So in order for me to buy this, right, excluding transport, if I just walk to the shop, if I wanted to buy this fucking thing, I need to work basically 5 hours. I need to work for 5 hours to afford 700 grams of, crunchy granola, a delicious blend of rolled oat clusters paired with shredded coconut and a hint of cinnamon. Fantastic. That is $70. Something like this. A fucking cheese grater or whatever else you want to, use it for. But this shit was like $16, like or $20. One US dollar. This that goes in days, dude. Like say 4 days, 5 days. This thing is all finished, right? Is worth 3 times. No, is worth about 3 to 4 times this. But this lasts so much longer. Now I know I look and sound 100% crazy, which is fair, but like I swear, money makes no fucking sense. This stuff, man, like it shouldn't working like this. It shouldn't be real, man. Because hold on, let's go back to my pound USD, right? From waiting from 2 o'clock, let's do from because let's say what does it cost me? Well, I woke up at 6:45, um, made tea, went, sat outside. It's just something I'm doing to just kind of relax in the morning instead of well, I don't have a smartphone anymore, so it's not like I can wake up and just scroll through Instagram. But damn, I used to just go through Instagram first thing when I woke up, or like, yeah. Anywho, yo, my lips are dry as shit. So let's just say 20 minutes before, right? So at 20 to 2 New York time, that's when it starts. That's when I'm sitting down and I'm giving my attention to these charts. From then until where this trade would have hit its take profit was 2 hours. Shit, exactly, exactly 2 hours. I didn't even mean to say, I didn't know it was going to be exact. That's 2 hours. Where, say, if I had risked the $7 and I made about 2.5 R, or just say 2 R, that's 14 bucks. That's 14 US dollars made in 2 hours, which obviously then means that my time or my what is my hourly rate, not really my look, it doesn't make sense because some trades are going to take longer, but in this, just for the sake of this example, I made 14. It's not just the like the trade time. It's not the saying, oh, this one hit take profit in 15 minutes. I didn't come sit down and just spot something and take it. It wasn't 15 minutes, say, right? It would have been 2 hours. So 2 hours making $14. A dollar's worth, sorry, 1 hour then becomes worth 7 US dollars, which is then 150. So by me just remaining focused and understanding, like, cool, then with say 2 hours worth of work, I could afford to buy this. I could buy two of those with 2 hours worth of work instead of working 4 hours, sorry, or 5 hours just for the sake of being able to buy one. I mean, if I if I can just spend the next month just no bullshit, dude. Like, I don't have time for fucking nonsense. Like, I need to make money. I don't want to be in Windhoek for my birthday, right? I want to travel to Oraniemund with Azali, go with, Uva as well if she wants. Fuck it. If I have the money, I know this is a big fucking jump and shit to be making. But if I can do this, let's just say once a week, right? All I do is I really hold, like, I sit on my hands to the point where I'm like, dude, you can only take just complete A+ fucking setups. That's it. A trade like this, right? Once one gains the confidence and just the knowledge of there's also a breaker here, you add. Once it enters there, you basically add a whole other 1 R to your trade. Let's just say all I'm looking for right now is 20 US dollars per week. From now until, say, the second week of May, I only want 20 US dollars. Right? That there is 400 Rand. Now let's just say I lost the trade. Let's assume that my trade for the day was I saw this propulsion block and I was just so eager. And I was like, fuck it, man. And I had $7 worth of risk and I lost 150. Dude, all I lost was, say, like mincemeat per kilo, or, buy like $100, worth of mince, um, fucking cheese, or I bought, I bought a 6 pack of beer, and just, it's not like, what I need to start understanding, right, is I've been so fucking terrified of losing money, and I'm like, why, nigga? Like, you have to, like, it's that's a part of it. You see all of these guys, okay, they're doing, they trade futures, all right. Let's just say, they've got 3 accounts, and because either a lot of them, the parents helped them with, like, quite a bit of money, or others are like 23 years old and they've been actually saving up and doing this for a while. Others are 30, others are 40. It doesn't really matter the age. As long as you're learning this, I know that you're having a shitload of fun, but it's also stressful. But again, we're talking about like quick trades now, right? If I took the short even at the candle close, because I was that scared of not getting in, and I was like, yo, dude, like 1 hour, I am out of this bitch, right? And I hit that, and because I had, say, 100K funded account with Top Step or something like that, say I risked 1%, I risked $1,000, but then I have 3 accounts. Now I made 3K. Now from this one day, I actually only made $1,000, but because of like those other, well, I only hit 1 hour, but because I have 3 more accounts, because I have more money, I made 3 grand, dude. Right? The second you stretch that to here, take this 2.3 times that. That's 7. That there is 7R. This is not a crazy trade, dude. 7R, if you put this across 3 accounts. This isn't a trade of the fucking century of you had like a 2 pip stop loss and you found it. This is a 1 hour inversion, 1 hour change in the state of delivery, accompanied by a propulsion block flip and reclaiming this as a SIBI. That all needed to fucking take place, and that's just holding here, right? What if on one of those accounts, just on one of the accounts, you're like, okay, cool. I'm gonna close on 2 accounts. I'm gonna close everything at 2R, right? So here, so you made, say, for example, 4,600, but that other account, fuck it, break even and let it run. 5.3, that's 5 grand. That's $5,000. But now, if you are Mr. Timid and you're like, you're so scared of the risk, and you're like, cool, 1R, 1 account, I'm trying to be consistent. Oh my goodness, the markets are moving. Oh, I'm so stressed and it's gone against me. Oh my fuck. You're never going to fucking make it. You can't. You little scared asshole, dude. You're not going to make it. The words to myself now are, if I don't, just feel it, dude. Feel the fucking trades. Put on that risk, but also wait for the trades. Just, if you're going to lose something, right? For example, here, if I had taken this trade now, right? Because I was so desperate on being long, and I saw, why did we struggle to close past this level? If I saw that and I still went long and I had this big stop loss and I ended up losing $8-9, I'm like, dude, why does it, like, does this trade setup look so good? No, this looked like shit, dude. There were wicks all over the place. We weren't returning to, like, well, the breaker itself is, it's mainly just wicks. But then you wait a bit, and then you go here as well, just wicks. Look at this. That is sex. I've got the recipe, dude. I've got it. This is fucking success. Now I need to claim it. I'm gonna be alright, man. I'm gonna be fine. In fact, I'm gonna do a whole lot better than I fucking thought. I'm going to blow all of my expectations out the fucking water.